What's up, you guys? Welcome to another installment of Mornin Oats. So I already ate my oatmeal because I was really hungry this morning, but I do have my coffee and my Ninja Turtles mug. But let's start the discussion. So today's topic that I want to talk about is one that I've been kind of thinking about doing for a while, and I just wasn't sure like what I wanted to say or how I wanted to talk about this topic, but I just decided I'm going to go for it, and so that's what's happening today. So today I want to talk about the importance of tracking your macros when it comes to weight loss, just mainly weight loss, and and when I say weight loss, what I mean is like when you're losing a lot of weight, like completely beginner, like how I started when I was losing weight. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I feel like so many people have become, it's like romanticized, like macros have become this thing that people want to do so bad because it's like sexy, it's the new thing, it's what's popular, it's what everyone's doing, and it seems to be working for a lot of people. Now, absolutely, I agree. Like, macros are very, very, very useful, and I think it's helped a ton of people out when they are trying to lose weight. The only thing that I kind of struggle with macros is a lot of people, they're just starting their journeys, they have no knowledge at all when it comes to what they want to eat, when it comes to just nutrition in general, when it comes to anything, right? When it comes to working out, and they want to jump straight into tracking macros. And personally, like, I think that's great, and I think that if you can handle that, then absolutely you should do that. But then there becomes a lot of people that want to track their macros, but they just don't know how to, or they don't have a coach that's showing them what they should be doing, and then they get discouraged because they feel like they need to track macros to lose weight. And personally, I don't think that that's the case at all. I don't think that you need to track macros to lose weight, and that's kind of what I want to talk about, because when I think about weight loss, and when I think about, you know, people that struggle with weight loss and like things like that, when I was struggling with weight loss, the thing that I would think to myself was always, you know, what did people do before technology, before MyFitnessPal was around, before all these things were around? You know, it was like common sense. And the reason that it kind of gets me fired up is because people get so engulfed in the fact of like trying to track their macros perfectly and trying to hit their macros perfectly that they lose sight of, like, you know, like the actual end goal. And the end goal is to lose weight, right? That's the main goal. The end goal is to lose weight in a healthy way, not to track your macros perfectly. And I feel like people get kind of, because tracking your macros every day is something that you can kind of, you know, strive for every day, so you end up really focusing on tracking your macros perfectly and hitting your macros 100% and not trying to lose weight. Now, like I said, obviously if you're hitting your macros, you're going to be losing weight. Like, that's going to be happening. But the reason that I think that some people can get kind of messed up in the head is because if you don't hit your macros, you end up going over, you end up like eating way too much because you're just so upset at yourself for going over on that day, or not hitting your protein, or whatever it is, right? So that's why I think it's a good thing, and like I think that anybody should learn how to track macros and understand what macros are, and understand what they do to your body, understand what a carb, what a fat, what a protein is, and understand what, like, I think tracking for a little bit can be helpful, because personally for me, I know that tracking for the show and just tracking in general has given me a great base of knowledge when it comes to if I want to start eating out with friends, if I want to go out here, like I can look at food and usually be like, okay, there's probably a good amount of fat in this, like, and then I can kind of plan my day around that. But I honestly don't think that it's 100% necessary to track your macros. But I do think that understanding how many calories you should be eating and maybe tracking calories is a much, much better way when it comes to losing a massive amount of weight. When you're trying to lose 80 pounds, that I think tracking your calories is much easier, and it's much more sustainable, and it's just makes more sense, because I feel this is just like I said, this is just my opinion, but people get so engulfed in trying to hit their protein numbers and trying to hit their fat numbers that they forget that the main goal is to lose weight. The main goal isn't to hit your macros every single day and be perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not to be exactly perfect, because whenever I do end up tracking my macros, whenever I do end up deciding to, start tracking, putting my food in MyFitnessPal, I try and go for a roundabout number on on my macros. I try and hit, maybe this is just a general number, but like 180 protein, right? So I try to hit that, but if I hit 170, I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm not freaking out. If I hit 200, I'm not freaking out. And people end up getting so attached to that number and so attached to those numbers that if they don't hit them, they start freaking out. And if you're already struggling with just eating in general, not understanding how much you should be eating, not understanding what foods are maybe like the best for you, not understanding all of these things, and then on top of that you're throwing macros on top of that situation and trying to hit the exact numbers that you're trying to get, it can be really stressful. And that's why I think that if you just want to start tracking your calories, I think that's a much better option. And it's much more sustainable over time, because I don't know anyone that enjoys tracking macros all the time, 100% of the time, never stopping, never having a break. Like I don't know anybody that's like that. So that's why I think that tracking your calories is much easier. And even if you want to do like track for 6 days, then have one day where you kind of relax, not saying you have a cheat day, but just have a day where you kind of relax a little bit more, then that can be completely awesome. With all of that being said, I think that there is certain times where tracking macros is completely necessary, and I think that it is 100% needed. And the main time that I think that is very important is if you are being coached and it's like an online coaching situation where the person that is coaching you doesn't ever see you, you just email them reports back of, you know, how you're physically looking, how you're feeling, and then most importantly, how your macros have been going, because I think that's incredibly important. If you do have a coach, I think that, and you're tracking macros, I think that's completely fine, and I think it's necessary to actually be accurate with your coach and for them to understand how you're doing, what they should manipulate if they're trying to go with that. And then other things are like if you are, you know, getting ready for like a physique show and you're trying to get really lean, and or like a bodybuilding show or whatever it is, right? And you're trying to get really lean, then I think that tracking your macros is kind of necessary, and that it can be actually very beneficial, because you can fit in those little treats here and there that you might not have if you weren't tracking your macros. But I think for the general population, for most people that are just trying to lose a little bit of weight, that are just trying to look a little bit better, that are just trying to feel a little bit better about their bodies, I don't think that tracking macros is as important as it's been put out. And that's what I kind of just wanted you guys to take home from this video, because I don't want people stressing out too much about tracking macros and not living their life, not enjoying their life, not going to the gym and having fun, not doing all of these things. Like macros is just something that's supposed to help you, and once it becomes a burden, once it becomes something that's super difficult and that you're stressing about and that you're not enjoying your life anymore, what's the point in tracking anymore? What's the point in using that as a tool if it's not becoming a tool, it's becoming a burden? And that's the thing. And I think the more and more, you know, fitness YouTube has been getting bigger, the more and more people have been getting bigger, the more and more people are tracking the macros, there's become these people that are just getting stressed out. There's become a lot of cases of people that just can't handle it anymore, or just like they're like, this is not helping me anymore because I am so concerned about if I go out to eat with my friends, I can't have a chip because I don't know the macros on it, or things like that. So I'm just saying, you don't need to track your macros. I think it is very useful to understand how they work. And if you want to track for a little bit, maybe 3 months, to understand how much protein is in certain things, how much fat is in certain things, how much carbs is in certain things, I think that's very beneficial. And I honestly would recommend that to most people that I know. You know, track your macros for a little bit, understand, and then take that knowledge and live your life, and don't stress too much about it. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. I would love to hear your opinions, feedback, anything in the comment section down below. I would absolutely love that. I would love for you guys to just give me some stuff to read down in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look how buff I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.